In this exciting tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to make a beautiful train for your wedding dress or any evening gown wear. So make sure you watch this video up to the end and you can give it a thumbs up if you find it useful. I'm going to show you guys how to make the mermaid and attach it to the top part of the dress. So in order to do this, I'm going to make the pattern on a pattern paper, then I'll cut it on the fabric. So we're going to first measure the hemline circumference of the dress. So this is the hemline circumference of the dress. I'm going to measure it, and that measurement of the circumference is what I'm going to use to find the radius. So this is my pattern paper. I'm going to make the pattern for the train mermaid on this pattern paper, then I'll use it to cut on the fabric. So just watch what I'm going to do. It's very easy, guys. So to calculate the radius, I'm going to use the formula hemline of the dress circumference, which was 30 inches, divided by 6.28. So 6.28 is the standard measurement when calculating the radius. Then when I divide, it's going to give me 4.7. So I'm going to use this 4.7 at this corner here. As you can see, I'm going to rotate my measuring tape so that I can make the radius of the circle. Then I'm going to connect the points. The next, I'm going to measure from the knee to the floor length. Right from the radius, I'm going to mark my measurement with the measuring tape from the radius going downwards. Then I'm also going to start rotating it, similar to what I did on the other small radius. So this is the bigger radius, using the measurement from the knee to the floor. So I'm going to join the points, as you can see. So this is going to be for the front. I'm just going to cut with my pair of scissors, cut the front piece out. Then the next thing I'm going to do is make the back side of the train. So this is, I'm going to get another pattern paper. So this is not on fold, it's just a plain paper. I'll get my front piece, I'll place it on top of the other paper, then I'll make the train. So I'm just going to trace the same radius. We're going to use the same radius here. I'm going to trace it. Then in order to make the train, I'm going to get the length, the first length, this length here, then I'll multiply it by 2. So if you want your train to be longer, this length of the front, you can multiply it by 3, but I'm just going to multiply it by 2. I'll multiply this length by 2, as you can see. Then I'll connect that point to the next point and form the train for the back. So if you've watched up to this far, thank you so much, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you find it useful. Okay, so let's move on. I'm now going to cut the train for the back. Then I'm going to transfer these patterns onto the fabric. So this is my satin and my lining. I'm going to cut the front and back pieces. So this is the lining that I'm going to cut first. Then I'm also going to cut the fabric the same way I'm going to do with the lining. So I'm just going to get my train, the back piece, and cut it. So I'm just going to place my back train on the lining. I'm also going to do the same on the fabric. Then I'm going to pin it and cut out. So I'm just going to cut out with my pair of scissors. I'm going to remove the back piece. So this is my satin front and back, and I've joined the front and back together, as you can see, the train and the front circle. Then I did the same with my lining. I have joined the front and back. So I'll place the lining on top of the satin fabric. Then I'm going to get my crinoline or horsehair braid and sew it around the hemline, as you can see. So crinoline or horsehair braid is going to help to add some structure, stabilize the hemline. So I'm just going to place it on top, and then I'm going to start stitching, as you can see me do. Then stitch around. Then once I'm done, this is how it's going to look. Then I'll turn it over to the satin side, and I'm going to give it another stitch. So this is there are two ways of doing it. You can stitch it like I'm doing on the satin side only. Then after you're done, you're going to press it with hemming gum to hold the lining and the satin fabric. So you can press it with hemming gum just at this point, meaning your satin fabric won't show any stitches while the crinoline was sewn. So just use hemming gum and there will be no stitches showing on the right side. But if you don't mind having the stitches showing, you can go ahead and run another stitch on top here, meaning there will be no need for you to stitch it on the lining like I did previously. You're just going to run a stitch on top like I am doing. So there you have two options. It's up to you with what you prefer. So in my case, I'm just going to stitch on top without using hemming gum. But if you don't want to have a stitch line showing, just go ahead and use hemming gum with a hot pressing iron. Then after you're done, this is how the train and mermaid looks like. So I'm just going to sew it to my dress. Remember, the dress is done. So this is the dress. Then I'm going to attach it and sew it right there. So I'm just going to get the right side of the train mermaid and the right side of the dress facing each other. Then I'm going to run a stitch from the wrong side. Just place it like I'm doing. Then take it to my sewing machine to run a stitch on top. So these are the right sides facing each other. Then run a stitch over here. So I'm just going to take it to the sewing machine and stitch over. So guys, if you've watched this video up to this far, please don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Then after stitching, I'm going to show you how to embellish and decorate the dress easily. So after I finish joining the dress, this is how beautiful it looks after pressing it.